Hello everyone, so boy here once again, classic for us speaking. You know how we do it, we simplify, decomplicated. So today is Daily Push episode 5. Let's get to it. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to be explaining to you guys the entry that I gave you on USD card, okay, USD card, and then also GBP NZD, GBP NZD. In addition, I'm also going to be giving you guys a new setup on US30 and then also GBP USD. So these are the things that we are going to do particularly today. So let's get to work. So first, I'm going to be explaining this one entry to you guys on USD card. How did I come up with a buy here on USD card to the upside? Let's begin the analysis from the higher time frame. So USD card, let's take it all the way to the higher time frame and then begin with work over here on the higher time frame. So this is USD card on the 3 months time frame. Okay, I told you guys that from now I'm going to be doing more work from the 3 months time frame. So over here on the 3 months time frame, we have the upper zone, the mid-range zone, and then the lower zone. Let's put meaning into a 3 months time frame. If you look closely at this particular time frame, price was able to break above the lower high here, gave us what, a higher high. We saw what, a higher low. Price went up, it couldn't break above previous high, created a high, dropped down, created another low, drop down, has created another high. So what does this tell us? This tells us that there's more sell pressure over here on this resistance level, although this entire move is an uptrend. So USD card, what are we expecting to see here on this resistance level? We're expecting more sell pressure to at least bring the market back down here before buyers can go all the way up again. So USD card over here on the money time frame, I'm looking for an overall direction to the downside. But price will not just fall to a downside, there's going to be what? Ups and downs. We understand that. So how is the market going to fall all the way down here? And how are we going to pick entries in that process? Let's find out as we take you through the monthly time frame. So USD card, let's take it all the way to a monthly time frame. Alright, so this is the monthly time frame of USD card. Now USD card on the monthly time frame, we have the monthly upper zone and then the monthly lower zone. What happened on the monthly? On the monthly time frame, you can clearly see that there was a range or a consolidation period over here between the monthly upper zone and then the monthly lower zone. Price was moving in a horizontal manner, both on support and then resistance as well. But buyers were able to break above the resistance level here to give us what, a higher high on the monthly, and I'll drop down for higher low. So what can we expect to see here on the support level or the higher low of the monthly? We are likely going to see what? Buy pressure before price drops all the way to a downside into the overall direction of the market, okay? Because we know that this area is a strong level of what? Buy pressure, sell pressure, which has now turned into what? Buy pressure. So sell pressure turning into buy pressure means that what? We're definitely going to see enough buy to the upside before price may decide to drop all the way to the downside. So USD card, we're going to be what? A buying opportunity all the way up before price drops all the way down. Why are we saying so? Okay, let's go to the weekly time frame and then add more meaning to what we are trying to portray over here. So USD card, let's take it to a weekly time frame. Alright, so this is the weekly time frame of USD card. Now the weekly makes a lot of sense. Okay, why does the weekly make a lot of sense? Let's explain. We have the weekly mid-range zone over here. Price created a double top on the weekly. Okay, nice double top, broke below the higher low, and has not given us a lower low on the monthly support level. So here, after low, what has to happen? Lower high before price drops all the way to the downside. So this is what we are explaining on the monthly time that I was talking about. So over here on the weekly, it is very clear. We understand how or why price should go up to reach this resistance level as lower high before the drops comes in all the way to the downside. But before price gives us the lower high over here, this is a ton of space and also a lot of picks that we can make money from. So USD card, we are first going to look for the buying opportunity from here, which will take us all the way up as lower high before price drops all the way to the downside. So let's look at how we can pick the buying opportunities from here to this resistance level as the lower high. Alright, so without further ado, let's take it again to a daily time frame to add more meaning. Okay, so this is the daily time frame of USD card. Now USD card on the daily time frame, we have the daily upper zone and then the daily lower zone. Let's put meaning into this particular time over here on the daily. On the daily, we can see that price was initially in a downtrend, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, drop all the way to the downside, but has found a ton of buy pressure here, which has pushed the market all the way to the upside, even breaking above the daily resistance level. So over here, we know that once price has been able to break above this daily resistance, it means that there's going to be more buy pressure, which will take us to the resistance level of the weekly, as the weekly higher low before price drops all the way down. So this break above this resistance level, the daily, has now given us the assurance that we can start buying to the upside. So now we know that the daily is also in line with what we want to do. So let's take it again to a 4-hour time frame and then prepare for entry. Alright, so this is the 4-hour time frame of USD CAD. Now USD CAD, the 4-hour time frame, we are back to where we started. So let's explain the entry over here. Why did I give this bar on the 4-hour time frame? Let's add the final touch on this page. So USD CAD, the 4-hour time frame, I can place the price was moving an uptrend on the 4H. This was a higher high, this was a higher low, and another push the upside, which managed to break above the daily resistance level to give us a new high on top over here. A new higher low was formed. What do? We buy all the way to the upside. So over here on the 4-hour time frame, everything is much more clearer, okay? And this is the kind of confirmation that we use to pick what this particular entry. You can see the price has given us what? A bullish engulfing candle close, which means that we can what? Pick our entry all the way to the upside on USD CAD. So USD CAD, this is our full and complete technical analysis and the reason why I give this particular buy over here. So risk is 2%. We are hoping to make 6% of it. TP1 is probably here, TP2 also over there. Okay, we can take TP1 profit and also take TP2 profit. We can also decide to wait for price to hit the final target so that we can make all the 6%. If you decide to take TP1 profit, okay, in overall we will just make 4%. But if you don't take TP1 and wait for price to hit the final target, which is the TP2, we are going to make the full 6%. Alright, so that's it also for USD CAD. Let's go to the next one, which was GBP NZD. GBP NZD. So GBP NZD is up next. So I've also given you guys a buy on GBP NZD. Now the question is, why did I come up with a buy? What is the rationale behind my buying entry on GBP NZD? Let us also begin on the higher time frame as usual. Alright, so GBP NZD, we are back to the overall time frame or the higher time frame, which is the 3 months time frame. Alright, so over here on the 3 months time frame, let's put meaning into it as well. So on the 3 months time frame, we have the upper zone, the mid-range zone, and then the lower zone. Strong level of buy pressure on this support level has been able to break above the middle zone of the 3 months, pushing price all the way to the upside. So if you look entirely at the one, this time frame, you're going to see that price is trading above the middle zone, which gives us more opportunities to pick our buy to the upside because the whole of this area is a free range for us to play around. Alright, so let's take it again to the monthly time frame. Since you understand that price is going to go all the way up, let's take it to the monthly time frame so that we can add more explanation to this entry or to this pair. So onto the monthly time frame of GBP NZD. Now this is also GBP NZD on the monthly time. So on the monthly time frame, we are also seeing the exact same thing as we saw on the higher time frame or the 3 months time frame, which is what the break above this middle zone or the 3 months resistance also. So since price has broken over above here, clearly here on the monthly, we are also going all the way up. So there's not so much to talk about here on the monthly time frame. So let's take it further down to the weekly time frame so that we can add a better meaning as to why price will move from here to the upside. So GBP NZD onto the weekly time frame. Alright, so this is the weekly time frame of GBP NZD. Let's put a very beautiful meaning into it. Alright, so GBP NZD on the weekly time frame, we have the weekly upper zone and then the weekly lower zone. Price is in an uptrend on the weekly. Why? This is a higher high, this is a higher low, this is another higher high, another higher low, another higher high again, another higher low. There should be more buy pressure here to continuously increase the market all the way to the upside. So over here on the weekly time frame, it is very clear that price is what moving to the upside here on the weekly time because we can see this beautiful uptrend, meaning that we are definitely going all the way to the upside. Right, so now that we understand that price going up, we're going to look for entry on this higher low or this support level to move price to the next weekly resistance level. How do we pick the buy? Let's take it again to the daily time frame where we can add a better and more explanation. Okay, so this is also a daily time frame of GBP NZD. Now GBP NZD on the daily time frame, let's put meaning into it. We have the daily upper zone and then the daily lower zone as well. What happened on the daily? On the daily, we can see there's a strong level of buy pressure on this weekly support level, pushing price to the upside in time price makes contact with it. So we know that there's going to be more buy pressure here to push the market all the way to the next weekly resistance level, as we have already explained on the weekly time frame and the other time frames as well. So over here in the daytime, everything is much more clearer. Strong level of buy pressure here. So we know that definitely there's going to be buy pressure to push the market to the upside. Now let's take it further to the 4-hour time frame and look at how we came about with the entry. Alright, so this is the 4-hour time frame of GBP NZD. Now GBP NZD on the 4-hour time frame. Alright, so on the 4-hour time frame, we can collect the price as well in a downtrend, but it has broken structure, giving us an uptrend now. So how did it start? Price gave us a lower low here, a new lower low, lower high, but failed to break continuously to a downside. Instead, it broke above the lower high here, giving us what? A higher high, drop all the way down for higher low, went up again and has dropped all the way down. Okay, so over here on the 4-hour time frame, this is a very beautiful uptrend where we have pick our entries. We're expecting more buy pressure to move the market from here all the way to the upside. So GBP/USD, everything is cleared, everything is well understood, everything is well explained, and it is clear for takeoff to the upside. So you're just going to be patient and wait for price to do whatever that you want to do over here, and then move continuously, little by little, to hit our final target, which is going to be our 12% target. So that's it also for GBP NZD. Once we're able to hit the first 2%, we move stop loss to entry, we hope to reach our final target also. So that's it also for GBP NZD explanation. Alright, let's take to the next pair on the list. Alright, so next pair is going to be GBP USD. Now GBP USD, I'm looking for a selling opportunity on this pair to sell all the way to this yellow zone. So why am I looking for a selling opportunity to sell all the way down over here? That is why we are going to be explaining from the higher time frame. So GBP USD, let's take it all the way to the 3 months time frame and then begin with the analysis. Okay, so this is GBP USD on the 3 months time frame. Let's put meaning into it. So over here on the 3 months time frame of GBP USD, we have the upper zone, the mid-range zone, and then the lower zone. We can clearly see that there's been a lot of buy pressure from this lower zone, pushing the market all the way to the upside. So where do you think this buy pressure is going? It is moving continuously to make contact with 8 previous highs. Okay, it's going all the way up to create another equal high over here with 8 previous levels or recent levels over here. So GBP USD, we do very well that price has seen more buy pressure. It is pushing up to the resistance level. So the question is, how will price go to a resistance level, and how can we pick entries along the way? So you're definitely going to be seeing buys and sells along the way, and before price hit this particular area of sensitivity. So let's take it all the way to a monthly time frame, understand how price is going up and how our entries will come in that process as well. Alright, let's take it all the way to a monthly time frame. Okay, so this is the monthly time frame of GBP USD. Now GBP USD on the monthly time frame, let's take our time and also explain. Now the monthly time frame, we have the money upper, the mid-range, and then the lower zone. We can clearly see the price has seen buy pressure from this support level and is looking above the mid-range zone all the way to the upside, making contact with this resistance level. Are we going to see sell pressure from this resistance level to drop down? Yes, we are. Why? Because the money upper zone is a strong level of sell pressure, so which means that we are definitely going to see sell pressure a little bit before price will continue going into its overall direction. So let's look at how the sell pressure will come in and how price will move all the way to the upside in that manner. Alright, so we're taking it again to the weekly time frame to add more meaning. Alright, so this is the weekly time frame of GBP USD. Now GBP USD on the weekly time frame, we have the weekly mid-range zone over here. Now the weekly time frame price also in an uptrend. We've seen higher high, higher low, under higher high. What is going to happen? Under higher low before price take off all the way to the upside. So the sell pressure that we expect to see on the monthly resistance level will actually come for a higher low on this one weekly support level before buyers comes in and push the market all the way to the upside. So say this is the weekly time frame and there's a lot of pips over here. What can we do? We can capitalize on the sell pressure to give us a higher low before we move in overall buying opportunities to the upside as well. So GBP/USD, we're currently looking for selling pressure here to reach the support level as higher low here on the weekly before price goes all the way up. And we can clearly see that there's three pin bar candles over here, which are all indication there's more sell pressure enough to bring the market down as higher low before price goes all the way to the upside. All right, let's take it further to daily time frame and add more meaning to this analysis. All right, so this is the daily time frame of GBP/USD. Now GBP/USD on the daily time frame, what do we see over here? We are seeing a triple top on this monthly resistance level, which indicates that there's more sell pressure bringing the market down. Price has also broken below this daily support level and is currently trading below. So this also means that there's a free range for sellers to push the market back here as the weekly higher low before buyers goes all the way to the upside. So we're going to pick our entry right under this daily support level to bring the market all the way to the downside. All right, let's take it finally to the 4-hour time frame and explain the entry. All right, so this is the 4-hour time frame and this is the entry that I was talking about before I made the full explanation of this video. All right, of this pair. So on the 4-hour time frame of GBP/USD, we have the 4-hour resistance level of sensitivity or support level. What has price done? Price has broken below the previous lower low, giving us a new lower low. It has went up for lower high. After lower high, what do we expect? Sell pressure to make the market down all the way to this area of sensitivity. So over here on GBP/USD, everything is complete except for candle confirmations. We are waiting for price to close in a pin bar confirmation over here, and then we sell all the way down to our weekly support level to reach our 6% target, and then that will complete the weekly higher low before buyers comes in and push the market all the way to the upside. So GBP/USD, once we're able to hit 2%, we move stop loss to entry and go to reach our final target, which is going to be the 6% profit target as well. So that's also for GBP/USD. There's only one thing that can make this setup invalid. That is, if price fails to form the candle confirmation that we need to sell, then that means we have to wait a little bit for the candle confirmation to pop up before we sell all the way to the downside. So that's it for GBP/USD. Let's go to the next pair. Alright, so next pair is going to be US30. So US30, what is also happening on this pair? Now US30, I'm also looking for a buying opportunity on this particular pair, and this is my setup on GBP/USD or US30, sorry. Retest and then we buy all the way to the upside. Let's start the analysis on the higher time frame. Okay, so this is the 3 months time frame of US30. Let's put meaning into it. So over here, the 3 months time frame, I think it's very, very clear. We have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Where should price go next? It should move all the way to the upside. So clearly over here on this time frame, price is moving from this support level all the way to its previous resistance level. And it's very, very clear to understand. Let's take it again to the monthly time frame and add more meaning. Okay, so this is the monthly time frame of US30. Now US30 on the monthly time frame, we have the monthly mid-range over here. Price also an uptrend. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, pin bar, and then we are moving all the way to the upside. So you can see this particular pin bar has closed above the monthly resistance level, indicating that there's strong level of buyer pressure to move the market to the upside. So we are looking for buying opportunities. All right, let's take it again to the weekly time frame to add more explanation. Okay, so this is also a weekly time frame of US30. We have the weekly upper zone and then the weekly lower zone. Price has been able to break above the weekly lower zone to the upside, trading above it. So since we are trading above, that means there's free room for us to continuously pick our buy all the way to the upside because we are above the resistance level. All right, so let's take it to a daily time frame, understand the daily and how we can pick the entry on a 4-hour time frame to the upside as well. So onto a daily time frame. All right, so this is also the daily time frame of US30. Now US30 on the daily time frame, we have our daily mid-range over here. What has happened on the daily time frame? On the daily time frame, you can see an uptrend, okay, which began from here. So this was a push upside, higher high, higher low. You see another higher high. There's definitely going to be another higher low before buyers comes in and push the market all the way to the upside. So we're waiting for the higher low to complete and we pick our entry to buy to the upside as well. So let's take it again to a 4-hour time frame and then finalize everything. So this is the 4-hour time frame, and this is the reason how the reason why we came about with this particular buy opportunity. So on the 4-hour time frame, let's explain as well. Price give us a higher high in the 4-hour time frame, higher low, and as looking above the higher high, giving us a new higher high. We expect another higher low, and then we buy from here to the upside. So this is a very, very beautiful entry that we can make what good amount of money from. So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then we buy from here all the way to the upside. So US30, this is also our full and complete technical analysis. Once price complete the retest, wait for candle confirmation, be it a bullish engulfing candle, a second pin bar, or a morning star, and then we buy all the way to the upside as well. Raise is 2%. Once you're able to hit what? Plus 2%, we move stop loss to entry, hold to reach our final target, which is definitely going to be around 10%. So that is also for US30. If you love what I'm doing over here and want to support me, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, and then don't forget to join my free signals group. The link is in the description. Thank you for joining in as usual. Remember to stay classy and trade classy, guys. Peace. I'm out.